one very common type of question, what occurs nowadays, is that the many phases are joined and demand is the trend. Like I have said, throw light on the changing trends of urbanization in ancient times. Like maybe I have said, throw light on the changing status of women in ancient times. Throw light on the development of temple architecture in ancient India. These kind of issues are what represent trends. So this should be your focus. I mean, these are some examples. This is not a comprehensive list. There are some examples to give you the idea. In the classes, we will elaborate it. We'll make it comprehensive. So some examples I have mentioned, like one is chiefdom to kingdom. So this is the trend, political system trend. Land grants, urbanization, guilds, Varna, women, Sanskrit literature, philosophy, rock cut architecture, temple architecture, stupa architecture, murals, sculpture, Shudras. Shudras means status of Shudras. Now, for example, throw light on the changing trends of the status of Shudras in ancient period. So the moment there are questions on trend, it becomes very difficult because you have to integrate all the phases. So if this idea is not there, so naturally you won't be preparing like this. So you should keep in your mind that there are many themes and the issues, and there the requirement is that you should not know about that connecting to a particular phase, rather almost all the phases. I hope you get my point. So these are some examples. So preparing one theme, connecting it to one phase is simple. Suppose, for example, urbanization during Indus Valley civilization. So it's simple. But urbanization, the whole of ancient India, it is complex. Why? Because you should know all the trends, the rise, fall, again rise, fall, expansion, the characteristic features. Then you will have to consider North India, Deccan, extreme south, all the regions, all the phases. So it becomes complex. And as I have said, the nature of question has been changing, becoming complex every year. And this is not in history, in every optional subject, and in GS as well. So this is all about the trends. Now next is micro and non-conventional issues. Previous slide, you want to take the image? Okay, take the image. So after this, the next is micro and non-conventional issues. This also is very important. And many things what I am telling you, you normally avoid in preparation. Normally, we tend to prepare those things that are popular, that are conventional, right? There are many themes, they're not conventional, not popular, and they're small themes, so we can call them micro, M-I-C-R-O. These kind of themes are becoming important in the question for the last few years. This means very popular and conventional kind of theme is losing relevance. Here are some examples I have presented. And if you look at these examples, maybe you feel like there are many things You don't study, you don't prepare, or maybe you don't know what is that. So I should give you one criteria, that the moment you find any theme or issue, and there is a scope to write about 200 words, and you feel what is this, so just think this is very important for the exam. And you find a theme, and you are very comfortable, you know it very well, think it is never important, it will never occur as a question. This is the base criteria. This is applicable to GS as well. So here, this list is again not comprehensive. So here both kinds, two kinds are there. One is micro, not a very big one, a small one. And non-conventional. So here suppose, Varnashram Dharma. So this is both micro, non-conventional also. Dharma Shastra. Again, this will fall under both. Arth Shastra. This is not non-conventional, this is popular, but micro. Means one full question on Arth Shastra, so it may become difficult to write. It is fine, you know it was written by Kautilya, 2-3 lines you can write down. Puranas. See, here you have to keep in mind that these could occur as a question. So naturally you need about 200-300 words to write on them. It's not like you know Puranas when compiled and how many Puranas are there. This is not the requirement. Requirement is what? The theme within properly. Accordingly, Upanishadic philosophy, Kushana coins, Silk Route trade, land charters, Tantrism, Sarnath school of art, Saptanga theory, slavery, megalithic graves, land ownership, Vidisha art, Shunga art, etc., etc. So this also you have to keep in your mind. So now what I want to say is, the very traditional thing what you find, very conventional thing, don't prepare that. Maybe for GS if you think, I don't know, but for history optional that is never important. You can save a lot of time there. So this idea is also okay. You take the image of this also. Now, after this, is the intra connections and comparisons. When we use the term intra here, so intra means within ancient Indian history. So intra means within ancient Indian history. So the next thing what you have to focus in your preparation is, there are many intra-connections and comparisons, and they always occur as a question. Here are some examples, like Upanishadic ideas and shamanism. Shamanism refers to the heterodox sects like Buddhism, Jainism, Ajivikas. Second, Upanishadic ideas and Ashoka's Dhamma. Third, Vedic religion and Puranas. Fourth, Mauryan polity and Gupta polity. Fifth, Mauryan art and post-Mauryan art. Sixth, Bhakti and art. 7, law books and social relation. 8, Harappan and non-Harappan. This is what I have discussed today also. 9, Chalukyan art and Pallava art. So 2 things I have mentioned here, interconnections and comparisons. So sometimes the question will find the connection is the demand. For example, the Upanishadic ideas created ground for shamanism. So this is a connection. Suppose Ashoka's Dhamma, the ideas, what we find in Ashoka's Dhamma, are visible in Upanishadic thoughts. So this is the connection. Some are comparisons also. Suppose Mauryan polity, Gupta polity, in comparing them. Suppose nature of Mauryan state, nature of the state of the Guptas. Suppose nature of the Mauryan art, nature of post-Mauryan art. So there are examples of comparisons, there are examples of interconnections. And sometimes the interconnections are very typical what occur in the question nowadays. I mean, same kind of what I have said, that you don't know what is this kind of. So this is one more thing what you're supposed to know as regards your preparation. So is it okay? You are getting this idea? In fact, right now, this is just a matter of idea, nothing else. I'm just giving you the idea. Working on ancient Indian history for civil services exam, so how? What should be the approach? Because if approach is not very clear, you start working in wrong direction. And once you start working in wrong direction, so most of the questions that occur, that would be beyond your reach. And now after this, we have inter also. Interconnections and comparisons. So intra means within ancient Indian history. Inter means ancient Indian history and the other. It may be medieval Indian history, it may be modern, it may be today, it may be foreign. Some examples are presented here, say. First urbanization and present urbanization. So first urbanization will come under ancient India, and present, this is beyond ancient. Do you find that in present urbanization, of course, in India, we find some inputs from first urbanization, like greed pattern, yes. So this is what? This is interconnection, right? Mauryan polity and modern polity. So do you find in the modern political system the kind of elements, what do you find? Some of these kind of elements were present in Mauryan political system as well. Or certain elements of Mauryan political system we still find in the modern political system. Do you think so? Can you give me one example? Portfolio system. I mean the ministers and all. Council of Ministers. No, anything more important, because Council of Ministers was just not in Mauryan, some other also. Civil services, foreign policy, separation from religion, duty towards citizen. Yes, you can improve upon it, like the welfare approach. No, we say India is a welfare state. The Mauryan state also shows certain elements of welfare state. Because in Artha Shastra, that is the book written by Kautilya, we find so many references. No, like one reference is, the happiness of the king lies in the happiness of the subject. This is a welfare approach, right? So similarly, teachings of Buddha and present social problems. Do you think teachings of Buddha can help solve certain present social problems? Like which problem? No, very, very relevant one. Violence, yes. Today we are living, again one war has started. Living in the world of violence, full of violence. Different types of violence are there. Military violence, religious violence, violence against women, violence against children. So many forms of violence. So, teachings of Buddha, yes, help conceive this problem and how to sort it out. So, this is again inter. Next is Upanishadic thoughts and Shankaracharya. Next is Mauryan art and Achaemenian art. Achaemenian here refers to Iranian Empire. In ancient times. Foreign contacts and socio-cultural life. So these are examples of interconnections and comparisons. So nowadays, this kind of theme also becoming important. So I hope this is also okay. Now, after this, next is debates. In history optional subject, there are debates in every section, in ancient, medieval, modern Indian history, modern world history. No? So there are some debates here as well. So these are some examples. Debate-related issues. Number one is the beginning of food production. And you know, food production began when? Food production began in Neolithic age. Neolithic age. And in some regions in India, in Chalcolithic age. So in some regions of India, food production began in Neolithic, and in some other regions, food production began in Chalcolithic. So there is a debate. How did this happen? How man shifted to agriculture and domestication of animals? So it's a debate. Various views are there. Some say this, some say this, some say this is debate. Second is end of first urbanization. Third is role of iron in growth of civilization. Fourth is second urbanization. That begins here. In Gangetic Valley. Fifth is nature of Mauryan state. Sixth is nature of Ashoka's Dhamma. Seventh, post-Mauryan age as a dark age. Eighth, Gupta age as a golden age. At least this you read normally. So these are what? Debates. Some debates are really very important. And I have said the two dynasties are more important for you, Mauryas and Guptas. So related to Mauryas, see, two debates are there. Nature of the Mauryan state, nature of Ashoka's Dhamma. So various views are there. And one more thing I should tell you, whenever you have any question related to debate, you don't have to give your own view finally. But that is anyway debate. No conclusive view is there. Debate means debate. And debate means whatever views are there, you simply put those views over.